Greetings YouTube and welcome back to another vlog. I hope we are all doing very well. So yeah, I did a vlog a few days ago, but I don't know, I had the urge to do another one. I don't know why, I think because I enjoyed doing the other one. I don't know, sometimes when it comes to YouTube, you get like a buzz, you get like an adrenaline rush, like you want to do something. There are other times where you're like, I can't be arsed, I'll leave it to another day, and then obviously days become weeks and then weeks become months. But I don't know, today I felt different. But as I say, I don't have any pickups yet, but I'm still waiting for some stuff to arrive. I mean, sometimes the post is a bit slower than you would like, but what can you do about it? So, I thought I'd do something a little bit different on this vlog today. Something that I wouldn't do, but I don't know, I don't know, just some things I want to talk about. So yeah, obviously Arsenal won the Community Shield. They beat Man City, but they thrashed Man City 3-0 and it should have been more. And you know what, that actually surprised me. I did think, I mean, in some ways I'm not surprised Arsenal won, but at the same time I wasn't expecting City to play so poorly. So that's that. But some people say, oh, Man City are finished, oh, Arsenal going to walk the league. Well, it might not be as simple as that, you know. I'm not saying that Arsenal can't win the league. Obviously, they're the favourites. But the way teams are going now, I think it's hard to call. I may try and do a Premier League predictions at some point. I might. I'm not 100% sure, and the reason why I'm not 100% sure is because of what I've just mentioned, though, where the way other teams have been doing business. Like, I don't know. I mean, I do question Liverpool's business. I mean, obviously, they're my team. I just wish he'd hurry up and do a bit better. I mean, also we got obviously Munoz from Celta Vigo, Jeremy Jacquet. Obviously, we signed him, and we got Araujo from Barcelona on loan. But I don't know. Just see if Liverpool end up getting Bradley Barcola. Even though, as I say, according to all the journalists and all that, apparently, we're very close to signing. Close is not close enough, in my opinion. Get the fucking deal done, or don't bother, because you're wasting our times. Speed up the process. But yeah, I'm going to do something that, I don't know, I've been wanting to do this for a while. And it's to talk about the Arsenal manager, Mikel Arteta. I can't stand the fella. It's as simple as that. It's got nothing to do with him winning the Premier League or winning the Community Shield on Sunday. It's got nothing to do with that. It's just the way that he comes across as a person. He is an egotistical prick, and the way he loves to word ways. He likes to word things in a way that makes him sound like he's the greatest thing on God's green earth. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to read. I've always been wanting to read one of his press conferences, and the reason why I want to do that is to show you what type of person he is. If you don't believe me, if you haven't listened to any of his stuff, then listen to me. It's verbal diarrhea, but people love it all. People love it. Well, the top gooners, the delusional Arsenal fans, proper Arsenal fans can't stand him. Look, they're happy that they've won the Premier League, but most Arsenal fans can't stand Arteta. I mean, there's quite a few who like him for finally getting Arsenal over the line to win the Premier League. But it's not really down to him. It's mostly the players. So the players are better than he realised, like Victor Gyökeres, who for some reason gets thrown under the bus. Gabriel Martinelli and Martin Odegaard, they can have shit performances, and a lot of the delusional fan base will fucking knock one out for them. But yeah, but I've always wanted to read one of his press conferences as an example to show people what he really is like as a person. And also, you get some fucking arsehole, like some person who'd love to give him a rim job and say, oh, you've got an agenda against him, you shouldn't talk about him as a Liverpool fan. Well, but the thing is, I know I'm a Liverpool fan, and as I say, in some ways, I have no right to speak about this, but I don't know, he winds me up so much, and I just want to show people why I don't like him, just get it off my chest. So, without further ado, I'll just read this press conference. I know, oh, for God's sake, I hate it when you go get shitty pop-ups on the computer. Fuck off. You didn't see me, I was giving the computer V's. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna read it, and yeah, it's unsufferable, believe me. So here we go. Yeah. After seeing his team, it's not his team. After seeing Arsenal, it's Arsenal Football Club, not Arteta FC. So they're already giving him fellatio. So anyway, it says after seeing his team put in an excellent display to beat Manchester City 3-0 in the Community Shield, Mikel Arteta headed to the Principality Stadium, which is, well, it's the Millennium Stadium. They changed the name for some odd reason. Yeah, because obviously it's in Cardiff because the Community Shield wasn't played at Wembley because apparently I think the Weekend was touring there. Yeah, so everyone was singing to like Blinding Lights. Well, I'd rather go to a Weekend concert than watch Arsenal. And I'm not the biggest fan of the Weekend personally. His songs are good, but nothing I'd listen to much. But anyway, enough of me rambling. Yeah, so he says he's in the press room to answer questions from the media in attendance. The boss was asked about a fast start, Christos Solis with 2 assists, the benefiting of being champions, and much more. Here's what he had to say. So yeah, then he talks about on the game. Yeah, he says, I'm obviously extremely happy with the performance. The result, I'm winning the first trophy. The Community Shield is not a fucking trophy. Do you hear me? Hello, I'm a Liverpool fan. We don't take them seriously. Manchester United didn't give them seriously when they were winning them. Look, Arsenal never used to care about winning the Community Shield, like even under Arsene Wenger. Do you think that should count Premier Leagues, FA Cups, League Cups, Champions League, European Cups? You get the idea. Community Shield, nah. It's a fancy friendly between the team that won the Premier League and the FA Cup. Or if it's the same team that has won both the Premier League and FA Cup, they face the team that finished second. So anyway, yeah, but it's not a trophy. Anyone who thinks it's a major deluding himself. Don't let Arteta fool you. That's what he's trying to do to the the top gooners. That's what he's doing. He's trying to brainwash you. So yeah, he says he's very happy with his performance. Yeah, we already mentioned it. We talked about the desire. What the fuck is this? Freed from Desire, Mind and Senses Purified, or the song Desire by U2. Yeah, it says we talked about the desire that we have to start the season and to show ourselves how much we want it. Well, it's not just you who wants it, everyone else wants it in the Premier League. So, yeah. It says, I certainly saw a lot of positive things against a top opponent. Yeah, and then he talks about Christos Solis. He says, I think he's coming into the team really organically. What the fuck is this? Well, it sounds like something like, what, organic, like free-range chicken? Yeah, come to Arteta's farm and they'll fucking slice your heads off. because he'll butcher chickens like he does with his players. And the fact that they won the Premier League with a working skeleton crew is just insane. And the reason why I say working skeleton crew is because he lets his injured players play continuously, and the ones who aren't injured or don't get injured much are on the bench, and he'll only bring them on if his players are fucked. I know, and if you think that's rotation, rotate the team so less injuries can occur. Yeah, you can prevent well, injuries you can't prevent them in football. However, with the right amount of rotation and the right substitutions and playing them in the right positions, by the way, can make a massive difference. But anyway, he says here he tells her I think he's coming to the team really organically. He's fitting. He's a really intelligent boy. He's a grown adult, not a boy. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, he's a really intelligent boy, and he has massive quality. Yeah, he likes using the word quality a lot, by the way. Yeah. Quality, which is when he's in the last 20 to 30 meters. Oh yeah, well, we're doing everything in measurements now. Okay. Oh, brilliant. Yeah. He's so composed to pick people out around the box or to finish actions. Yeah. Yeah, he likes finishing actions. Yeah. He also he uses the word actions quite a bit. And the reason why I know this is because, I listen to, I watch Shane Gunner's stream most mornings. Yeah, he talks about stuff like this all the time, and the thing is, I never really used to notice it. But now, once you hear stuff like that, other fancy words and adjectives, you know you're in for a rough time listening to this. And the fact that I'm reading you this is just embarrassing, but I just have to show you how bad it is. So yeah, where are we up to? Yeah, he says he has massive quality. Now we already know that. Oh yeah, we're up to finish actions. And he's shown that again 2 or 3 times, and he was decisive. Okay. Yeah, that was... Yeah, it gets worse. Yeah. This is on what helped Arsenal's victory. He says, yeah, I think it's down to the preparation that we've done in pre-season. Yeah, Jesus Christ. And the decisions that the boys, fucking men, that the boys have taken after the World Cup to continue to get prepared to come early. No, they didn't fucking come early. You literally rushed them back because they're fucking injured, most of them. The ones who aren't injured, you're not fucking playing them. Yeah, because your own selfish needs, because you love certain players that much. You don't think about their own fitness, their own well-being. And when I say well-being, I don't just mean like physically, but also mentally. To fucking drain off these players. And I don't think half of them are happy to be playing under him. Some of them are just there for the money. I understand that, it's football. But, I don't know, he is sleazy. So, yeah, I'll have a quick sip of my drink. Yeah, I'm going to need that. But yeah, the reason... Yeah, to come early. Well, you don't want to come early because you'll disappoint the girlfriend. But, yeah, anyway, it says we don't... Yeah, they say one... Yeah, I'll read that bit again where it's like, I think it's down to the preparation that we've done in pre-season and the decisions that the boys have taken after the World Cup to continue to get prepared, to come early because they wanted to be a part of this. They really wanted to win the competition. It's not a competition. It's just a one-off game. It's a one-off game. If it's a competition, it'd be Champions League, and yeah, I shouldn't have to tell you this, but some people are thick as fuck and they need explaining. Yeah, he said they really wanted to win the competition because it's something that we've earned last year. The chance to play against City here. Yeah, obviously. And what happened the last time you played City here? You fucking lost them. I mean, in the Community Shield, you probably I think they have beaten City in the past in that in that. I nearly fucking said competition. I know I nearly. Thankfully, I realised what I said. Yeah, when he played City in the Community Shield. Thank you. Yeah, he says, I'm very impressed with the manner that we played, especially in the manner that we competed. You literally said the same thing twice, you melt. Yeah. He says, so that is a standard for us. Yeah, we'll raise them even more if you want more trophies then. That's it. If we drive the standards at this level, if you got any fucking standards to begin with, I'm sure that we're going to be really, really competitive. Well, it'll mean nothing if you win 4 call at the end of the season. So you better turn that waffle into fucking trophies. But yeah. On if the psychological impact of being champions helped us. Probably there's more belief. You know how to do it, and you know, no, it's not really that big in. You know how to do it. You know what it takes to win, and the contribution that of everybody. Because last season was the biggest assessment of the team. Jesus fucking Christ! Well, you know how to do it. Jesus Christ, are you sure though? And you know what it takes. Yeah, okay. He says that every single player contributed to make us champions. Okay, we know that it's going to be exactly the same. You fucking don't know. You're lying through your back teeth. How do you know it's going to be the exact same outcome? Jesus fucking Christ! The delusion of him is through the roof. Yeah. But yeah, on how he can help Solis produce more. That's the natural quality. Here it is again, the word quality. Get him a fucking tub of Quality Street. I mean, I'm more of a Cadbury's Roses person myself, but each to their own. Yeah, that's a natural quality. And he has better players around him. I mean, yeah, some of the players are better than him at the moment, but there's some who are fucking shit, like Noni Madueke. He's one of the worst players I've ever seen, and he was shit at Chelsea. Yeah, you put him in more and more situations so that the volume is higher with the level of quality. He's done it again. He has. The numbers will be higher. Just this is painful to read. He's so eager to learn, to improve, to practice, and it's not a coincidence. He's a really consistent player in everything that he does. I mean, in the pre-seasons, fair enough, he's been bloody good. I think was it bloody good, but he's been all right. I can't really disagree with that. But let's see if he's consistent in the Premier League. Only time will tell. Yes, he's a really consistent player in everything that he does. I'm really impressed with him. Yeah, and then one of the questions is if our midfield, as in like Arsenal's midfield, is the best in the world. It's the best midfield for Arsenal, that's for sure. Are you sure about that? I think you can make the midfield a bit stronger. Get someone better than Martin Odegaard or I don't know, Mikel Merino. Actually, Merino was alright last season. Not amazing. Oh, Martin Zubimendi, yeah, he's overrated. But yeah, the best midfield for Arsenal for sure. Yeah, but let's honest. But they've had better midfielders, for fuck's sake. Come on, grown up in the 2000s. I remember when you had like He had that midfield of Freddie Ljungberg, Patrick Vieira, Cesc Fabregas, Robert Pires, but he had other players in there like Gilberto Silva, who I thought he was quite underrated for Arsenal. Yeah, and that was in the late 90s. I mean, you had like Ray Parlour and Emmanuel Petit in there. Yeah, that midfield for Arsenal. And those midfields are much better than the players that they have now. But don't let the modern Arsenal fans hear that, because they love to slag off their ex-players. Because it has to fit their agenda. But it's the best midfield for Arsenal, that's for sure. That's what we have to make of it. Everybody compliments with their qualities. What compliments? What kind of compliment? Oh yeah, fucking beans compliment well with toast. Fucking get in there, lad. But yeah, beans compliment well with toast. What else? Chocolate complements well with strawberries. Fucking hell. Yeah, everyone compliments with their qualities to the player next to them, and that we have this variability, that diversity with. For fuck's sake, this just sounds AI generated. It might as well be. In fact, a computer could probably express themselves better than Arteta. This is just painful. The diversity and all that lot. The diversity with the qualities that we need in relation to the opponent. There's again, we've seen it, we've changed it. What based off of one game? Get a grip. And we bring in other qualities. Jesus Christ, this could be a drinking game of the word qualities, isn't it? Yeah, so bring other qualities in different moments of the game, and that's a really strong thing to have. Now I understand why some people refuse to do his press conference, but I had to show you because listen to how egotistical he is, the way he talks about it. Jesus Christ, what is he like? Wonder what his idols are. I bet he likes watching, documentaries of Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy and Fred West, stuff like that. But anyway, but World 2 says, on the desire that you've shown throughout. Oh, here we go, desire again. The way the team tracks back is just inevitable. Yeah, but the problem with that is you're not scoring many fucking goals with it, though. Arsene Wenger didn't do that. I mean, there are some games where he did it, but he had versatility to his game. Arteta just doesn't do it. Yeah, it's just the same sideways, backwards football time. Yes, they hammered Man City, but he does it in games where they're playing terrible and they're not winning. And there are games where they're playing not to lose a game rather than to win it. So a draw with a team like that, it feels like a loss. If we're being honest with you, if you're not winning, you're losing. It's what it is. I mean, if it's a team like the big teams, if it's a newly promoted team, I understand. But they still have to win to avoid relegation. But this is like one of the biggest clubs in England, the third biggest behind United and Liverpool. So they should higher the standards a bit more. But no, it's not about standards anymore. It's about having good vibes and everything. Yeah. Oh yeah, and we're a family, guys. What fucking sister sledge? Yeah, okay, on the design showed throughout. The way the team, I already said, the way the team tracks back is just unbelievable. Especially when fitness-wise, he doesn't understand the player's fitness. Yeah. You were not there. They're not there, but you fucking drag them through hell. You put them through the bloody grinder, and you haven't, and you don't seem to care. So you have to get there in a different way. When you put your heart and soul into a reaction, when you put your soul and your soul and your heart, it doesn't flow as well as your heart and soul. That just didn't flow. That just didn't flow very well. But of course, he has to word it like that to fucking pad it out. Yeah. That's what happens when I talk about desire with the composure and the desire again. Yeah, to have the ball that we have against a team that they are good in the way they press. They are really good when they regain the ball, especially inside, and the way they do the transition. To have that courage and to have that composure, Jesus Christ, this is ridiculous. Is only if you desire to do that in the manner that we've done it today. I'm really pleased with that. I don't know where he's repeating that. Yeah. Yeah, on your unwillingness to win the league again. Because you want to go through it again. The desire comes. Jesus wept. Yeah. I want to live that moment again, and I want to live other moments even bigger than them, and we would know what it's going to take. Yeah, I want to live that moment again. That just makes me laugh. What moment do you want to live again? Oh yeah, I want to live the moment that I got my Sega Mega Drive in 1992 or some shit like that. Yeah, I want to live that moment again. Jesus Christ, it's so zesty, this. We know the difficulty of the task. That's why we've never done it in this football club, to win it again. So we know what's going to So we know that, for God's sake, because the way Arteta words things, even I'm struggling to read this. Yeah. So we know that it's going to demand something special, and we are ready for it. Well, he's incorrect on that, because Arsenal have won back-to-back league titles, but that was back in the 1930s. So obviously, the thing is with Arteta, he knows about this, but he pretends not to, because history only matters with him being in charge. All the other managers before him, it doesn't matter. Just fucking disrespect them, yeah. Oh yeah, like Herbert Chapman, George Graham, Arsene Wenger, somebody and the other managers for that. Yeah, are you just going to disrespect them, or just do that so it suits your narrative? Yeah, you slimy fucker. Yeah, so yeah, just stupid. Yeah, on Ricardo Calafiori's attacking intent. I mean, he scored a bloody good goal in the Community Shield. He scored after I think it was 30 seconds or around that. Yeah, so he says, I think he can be a total player. We can ask him to occupy certain areas of the pitch, and when he gets in and around the box, he has intuition. His timing to create goals, to score goals, but at the same time, we ask him the defensive duties to do what he has to do, and we ask him because he's capable of doing it. And that was fucking hard to read because there was a lack of commas. Yeah, but he's better as a winger than he is left back. I don't know, a player like him's out of position in my honest mind, but what do I know? I don't understand shitty football. I only know good football when I see it, and the football's terrible. I mean, the thing is, if it wins you the league, fair enough. But at the same time, you need to tweak the style or change it a bit so that you don't get found out. You need to surprise the other team, because if you keep playing the same style week in and week out, other teams you'll get figured out. So do something, shake it up, or you're fucked. It's as simple as that. Do something different. Do something that let's just say that won't piss the players off, because even they'd get fed up of playing the same robotic style week in, week out. But yeah. Yeah, he knows how to do it, and if we keep him fit and available, and with that physical condition, he's a top player. No, I don't know, it just doesn't sound right. Yeah, fit and available, and with that physical condition. How many ands do you need? It'd be better if it sounded like I said, if we keep him fit, available, and with that physical condition. Yeah, don't know. The way it just fucking words, it just. Oh, it just does me head in. Yeah, there are other managers from other countries who's they can speak English, which has more of a better flow than this. This is just awful. But he has to word things a certain way so that his lemmings can have a good wank. Yeah. Yeah, in saying what needs to be in, on what Calafiori needs to improve this season. Be more consistent with everything in his habits, in his ability, in his robustness, in the decisive actions. Yeah, another action. Yeah, Superman. Yeah, that song from Black Lace. Yeah, decisive actions in the game. That's why we have to put the focus on him, because he's more than capable of doing it. On Martin Odegaard's encouraging performance, he missed 5 or 6 months for different things. What fucking injuries, mate? Yeah, and he was exhausted because, he had to play football and also look after his newborn. But, for goodness, yeah, he missed 5 or 6 months for different things, and it was extremely difficult for him to get any momentum. He hasn't had any momentum since joining Arsenal, even before his missus got pregnant and before having the baby. Yeah, he was good in 2023. Good season for him. But I think, was it? Yeah, but it was a purple patch, because ever since then he's been shit. And I don't even know how he's the captain. It should be Declan Rice or Gabriel, for example, for Arsenal. They show what it means. But Arteta likes yes men, so yes men get captain. If you're not a yes man, you're not getting the captain's armband. You have to be one of my angels. Well, that's the impression that a lot of people get. Yeah. So anyway, I'm sure this year we can maintain him fit. Well, if you over fucking play him, then he won't be able to maintain that level of fitness. But yeah, he says, I'm sure this year we can maintain his fitness available with the players around him, we're going to see a very different Martin. If you say so, mate. If you fucking say so. Yeah, don't make me laugh. Yeah, I sense from the first day that he joined that he has something else on the belly. Yeah, on the belly. Yeah. What on the belly? Was he had a new tattoo or something? Or has he had like an ECG scan? You know where they put the fucking jelly on your fucking neck and like your chest and your stomach? Yeah. Was he had one of them? I don't bloody know. Yeah. Weird. Yeah, that made me laugh. On the belly. Yeah, yeah. Something else on the belly that he wants to prove and show because the team needs it as well. Okay. Yeah, on the players who weren't included in the squad. Yeah, I was in the squad that played City in the Community Shield. But yeah, I guess what? The fucking narcissist doesn't even name any of the players. What a surprise. Yeah, narcissists never do. They never like to name anyone. The only name they like to mention is themselves or certain people that they like. Or people that they'd like to control. Yeah. But it says on the players who weren't included in the squad, just technical decisions. I've been trying to persuade the Premier League and club to be able to extend the number of players that we can have. Well, you wouldn't have this problem if you didn't keep fucking injuring your players. Yeah, especially the outfield players, because in the squads, because we play more and more games and the load is unreal. I'm done. I'm done. I'm, I'm done, but there's still a bit more. I'm sorry, that's just. Yeah, the load is unreal. Yeah, what when Bonnie Blue gets when Bonnie Blue gets cummed all over. Anyway, yeah, that's just stupid. Yeah, this yeah, you're saying yeah, especially outfield plays is well because we play more games, more and more games, and the load is unreal. Yeah, that's a big pause. That's a pause right here. Yeah, and not giving them the not giving the chance to those players to be able to be here to participate because maybe it demands the qualities of one of those players, and we don't have them available. Look, I told you it's bad. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. It's the most difficult part of the job, but there's nothing you can do with that. Well, there is. There's something called rotation. I touched upon it before, but yeah, Arteta's allergic to rotation. Yeah, I know a lot of people are allergic to penicillin. He's allergic to rotation. Yeah. It's just the fact that we can bring 18 outfield players, and we believe that for today's game, which obviously was played yesterday, yeah, these were the options that we needed, especially with the physical condition of certain players. Yeah. On outlook and the defensive additions, we know that there are certain areas that, through injuries, we are weaker and need to be strengthened. And it's pretty obvious as to why that is. I'm not explaining that to you because I think it's pretty clear. But yeah, it says we are trying to do that. We've been trying to do that for weeks, so only the right opportunity and the club is available to do it. And we will do it. Okay. We will do it. Okay, that's good to know. But yeah, again, it's just pure waffle. And here we go, the last paragraph of this bloody nightmare of a press conference from me. Yeah, on Declan Rice's playing time. He's done it previously in the last 2 or 3 seasons. He's done something very similar to that, so he's already done it. Yeah, hopefully he doesn't need to do it that consistently and focus more on the quality and the performance and the volume. But probably he will say the opposite. Now it's only because you force him to play through injury. I mean, Declan himself could say no. He'd say, "Boss, I'm fucked. I need rest." But then people start, the Arsenal fans, like the delusional ones, will start turning on him because he's not doing what Arteta tells him to. But there's the problem with that he's injured, And unfortunately, I can see the decline of him starting to happen. And it's a shame because I really like Declan Rice. I'm not even an Arsenal fan, but I don't remember watching him when he was at Aussie. At West Ham, he was fantastic for them. When he was playing with Mark Noble. Yeah, and I get why he went to Arsenal because of the it's in London, and obviously he wanted to win. He wanted to go to a big club because of what West Ham were doing, even though they'd won the Europa Conference in his final season, which he captained. So, how good. But anyway, he says he will say that he wants to play 70 games this year. Well, how do you know it's going to be 70 games? It won't be. You know for a fact it's not going to be anywhere near 70. So stop talking out your arse. Yeah, he says that he will say that he wants to play 70 games this year if he can because he wants to go for everything. I mean, I get that players want to go for everything. They want to play in every game possible. But yeah, there's a thing called injuries. And other things that are like out of your control. But yeah, this was the whole press conference, and I've got a banging headache from it. It was absolutely terrible. This is why I can't stand Arteta. Reading that it's just an absolute it was just a load of nothing, if that made sense. It was a nothing burger. Yeah, all it is like the bun without the burger, no sauce, but the zestiness was still there. You know what I mean? Because he likes to word things a certain way to get the delusional fan base, the delusional delusional fan base rock hard. How the hell can people listen to that and say, oh yeah, that was a fantastic job, well done? Listen, how many meetings have you been to in work? And I guarantee your boss or the head of your workplace, I guarantee they wouldn't speak like that. They'll word things a certain way, but not to this extreme. And again, they always like to try and use big words, and they like to try and sound smart, but make yourself sound like a complete and utter twat in the process. And that's exactly what he's done. And I don't get how people enjoy listening to this. You know? I mean, I know I had a good laugh and a little bit of chuckle, but I'll be honest with you, it was really painful to read. I know, it was as painful as it was, I just wanted to show people why. Me and a lot of people can't stand Arteta. Him winning the Premier League, nothing to do with that. I've got a problem with whoever wins the Premier League. I mean, Jose Mourinho had an ego, but he wasn't this. Let's be honest, he wasn't this bad. He wasn't this egotistical. And it's getting to the point where they're now brainwashing people into thinking that a Community Shield is a trophy. It's not. Look, we've won multiple Community Shields. Arsenal have won multiple. I mean, prior to Arteta, Wenger didn't take them seriously. No one gives a shit about the Community Shield unless it's your first time, like the one last year though. Crystal Palace beat us on penalties. For a club like that who've never won it before, I completely get it. They've never won it before, but even they weren't this delusional. Yeah, you have a team from the south of London. Yeah, I mean Palace are in Selhurst, which is a part of Croydon. But I don't know. It's just absolutely awful. He likes using the word. He likes using the word actions. What was the other one that he likes saying? Situations. Desire. I'm trying to look at some of the other words that he uses about 20 times. Yeah, qualities. Yeah, qualities. That was the main one. How the hell can anyone enjoy that drivel? I mean, you probably got more enjoyment from me reading it and reacting to it, but I normally don't do stuff like that, but I thought I had to. And look, if people are going to have a pop at me in the comments, I've got a problem. Look, it's your opinion. If you like Arteta, fair enough. I get it. But don't try and force your opinion onto me and expect me to like something because you like it. That doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. Look, you can, like I say, you can disagree with me. I can disagree with you. And that's part of life. If you agree with what I say, cool. But, as I say, I'm not going to lose any sleep over you saying that. But anyway, that's enough about that. So yeah, I just haven't really. I know I need to start doing that more. Try and add a bit more topics onto my vlogs. Now I was talking about games and football, but I don't know. I want to start having a look at like other stuff to keep the vlogs a bit more. I don't know what's it exactly. A bit more variety, a bit more varied. Yeah, I was trying to think of the word then. It was right there on my tongue, but it just won't connect to the brain. Yeah, I'm a bit slow sometimes, but I think we all are. I know, and it's mad to think it's been 30 years since obviously the passing of the passing of Tupac. Yeah, what a legendary rapper. I don't know, I'm just having a look at what other stuff's going on. I know the weather outside it's a lot cooler now. I'm glad about it. I mean, it's still pretty warm, but yeah, it says 18 degrees where I am, but it's a lot. Like I say, it's a lot. It's still warm, but it's a lot cooler than what it has been. So I'm happy about that. So yeah, and I'm just I was sort of like nosing what's going on. But it wasn't quite the vlog I wanted to do. But I wanted to do it and show you why I'm not a fan of Arteta. That's all. And to be honest with you, I mean, Arne Slot was like that in his press conferences for Liverpool. I'm glad we sacked him because he was unacceptable. And he won't take any accountability. It's everyone else's fault but him. Yeah, when we lost to Bournemouth, oh yeah, we'll blame the wind and the rain. Bournemouth played in those same conditions and they didn't complain. They won the game. Yeah, but I think had won that game, you wouldn't be saying that. You won't be blaming the conditions of the weather. Oh yeah, we lost today because I fastened my shoelaces too tightly. Oh, I had a fry up this morning and the egg wasn't runny, so we'll just blame that. That's it. Try to deflect everything away from the truth. It does my absolute head in. People need to be held accountable because if you're not going to hold them accountable, then you're just as bad as them, in my view. But what do I know? So anyway, I think I'll call it an end here. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog, and I hope you had got a bit of something out of it, even if you may not have enjoyed. Even if you may not have expected this kind of topic from me, but yeah, and I will hope to do another vlog in the next couple of days when some of my stuff arrives from eBay. So until then, take care and have a great day.